Hello everybody, it's Denise with My Scrappy Place, and it has been a while since I have made a video, so here I am. As many of my friends know, I have been busy the last few days purging some of my stuff in my craft room. It's been quite the undertaking, and I thought, you know what, it is time to sit down and do a video. I haven't posted a video in almost a year. I'm ready to get my business going again. Getting ready to go to Orlando in November for the big Stampin' Up! 30-year convention. I am super excited. It's the first time I'm ever gonna go to a big event like that. And so I thought, you know what, it's just time to get things rolling again. So we rolled out a new catalog back in June, so I'm a little behind. But I still wanted to show you some of the new stuff and how to make a really quick, easy card with some of the products that we had. And so today we are going to make this really pretty thank you watercolor note card. Super simple, and so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can see what's going on. Whoops, it zoomed in, wrong way. There we go. Alright, so what we are going to need today is a basic card setup. And what I have done is I've just got a card base here. This is a retired color. Like I said, I was digging through my stuff. This is a 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to fold it in half to make your basic card base. I'm just going to give it a quick fold. Use the reach, get my bone folder and give it a good crease. Then I've got a piece of black matte. This is cut at 4 by 5.25. It's going to go right on top like this. And then I've got a piece of our watercolor paper, and this is cut at 5 by 3.75. And it's hard to tell on this video, and you probably can't see, but one side is kind of bumpy and one kind of smoother. And I'm going to use the smoother side. And it's very important that you use watercolor paper for this. I'm going to be using our watercolor pencils, and these were a special that was only available in August. So if you were able to get this is our Assortment 2. Consider yourself lucky. I'm not sure if they're going to be available at a later time or not, but they're very pretty, and for those of you that did get it, you can use those. If you weren't able to get it and you have our first assortment of watercolor pencils, here they are. This is not how they come. I put them in one of our clear plastic containers, but you can see they got pretty colors in here as well. But we are going to use the ones that I got recently in August. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the colors that I like out of here. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different colors. We're going to use 7 of them. And I'm going to pick, there is Flirty Flamingo, Cherry Cobbler. This looks like an ugly brown, but it's crushed curry. It's more of a yellow color. Also going to take my favorite color, Granny Apple Green. We're going to do Coastal Cabana, Night of Navy, and one of the new colors, Gorgeous Grape. And we're going to do, like I said, kind of a rainbow. So we're going to take those. Now, the other thing we're going to need for this is one of our aqua painters, and all this is filled with water. You can fill it with alcohol if you're going to do other kinds of arts and crafts, because as anybody that knows me, I don't just do Stampin' Up! Stuff, but this is just filled with water. I'm sorry, my camera is shaking a little bit. And what we're going to do is I'm going to decide which way I want my colors to line up, and I think I'm going to do it like this. So on the smooth side of the paper, all I'm going to do is just scribble. And again, this is probably going to shake the camera, and I apologize. I've got a new setup, and my camera is actually on my table now. And I'm just going to make lines. Like I said, here is the one that looks like that ugly kind of brown mustardy color. And then the green. And the turquoise Coastal Cabana. We're going to take Night of Navy, and then the new Gorgeous Grape. And that's all we're going to do with those. We can set those aside. Now, I always have a burp rag or a towel or paper towel or whatever that I just used to wipe my mess on. You're going to want to take your aqua painter, get just a little bit of water on. All you have to do is squeeze it until a little drop comes out. You don't want it too wet. And then all we're going to do is start coloring. Now, I have to tell you, I did not come up with this idea. This is not my original idea. I watch a lady on another YouTube channel, and her name is Dina Rico, and she is absolutely amazing. And I thought I would just kind of copycat her on this. Oops, I got a little hair. Can't imagine why. I've got a cat that's been running around my table here. And I'm just kind of bleeding my colors together. But I don't want to be able to see the scribble marks. I said, and I'm not getting a whole lot of water because I don't want it to really pool up. I just want it to blend nicely. But you can see how those colors are coming together. That blue is really, really dark, so I'm wiping off and drying my brush a little bit on my rag off camera. And I apologize, my son may come busting in here. He doesn't know I'm back here taping today, so if you hear him come in, that's just him. He lives at home. And he's off work today. So, alright, now, that's all there is to it. And with watercolor paper, it's going to bow up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of curling a little bit. I'm just going to put this aside and I'm going to let it dry. And for sake of time's sake, like I said, I've already got the other card pretty much made. So all I did next was I took this new Thank You die cut that's in our new catalog. And it's like this. It is the Thank You Thinlits Dies from our Big Shot. I don't know if many of you have our Big Shot or not, or any other cutting machine would work as well. But all it is a thin piece of metal. You put it on your piece of paper, run it through your die cutting machine, and this is what you get. So I'm going to take this. I've taken my brown piece of paper, my card base. I've taken my watercolor paper. This one I'm going to mount it like this. So. And then I'll stick the two. I've already done it for the sake of time. I've stuck it on here. And what I'm going to do with this now is just take a little bit of our wet glue, and it doesn't take much. And I'm going to just dot on here. We also have double-sided adhesive sticky tape that you can run through the Big Shot as well, and I always forget that I have it and I don't do it, so I just wind up gluing it on. And then just take this and lay it on my card and give it a press. And there we go. That's all there is to it. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. So if you are not familiar with our die cutting machine, I'm not going to drag it out, but it's in the new catalog. We've had it for, I don't know, they've had it for years. Here's our new catalog. Came out in June. The Big Shot is a big machine like this, and you crank it up. It has plates that you put through it, and you put your machine on, your cutter on, and you just roll it through. Here are the dies that I just showed you. This one is the Thank You Thinlits. Like I said, it's $18, but you can get it in a bundle where you can get a really pretty stamp set, and I have that too. I just haven't done much with it yet. But in the bundle, if you see, you can save 10% and get it for $31.50. If you were to buy each one separately, it would cost you $35 plus shipping and handling, but you can get it as a bundle. And here's another card that you can see that's in the catalog that they've done with the thank you. Like I said, it's pretty simple. I can probably crank out a whole bunch of these. The most intensive thing is waiting for this to dry, and it's actually pretty much already dried as I've just been sitting here talking, but you could always run your heat tool over it just to make sure it's really good and dry. You just don't want it too wet when you stick your thank you on it. Something else that I found that I had to do, because the paper does curl up a little bit, when I stick it down on here, I have a really large block because I use wet glue when I'm putting my stuff on here. We no longer have the fast fuse, which I really love, which is a kind of a tape runner, but they don't make that anymore with Stampin' Up. So I use my Tombow glue, put it all over the back, and then once I have it glued down, I'll sit this to flatten it. You can see the reflection of my light above, but that's all I usually do, and it will flatten it out enough. So anyway, thanks for taking a few minutes with me to do a really quick card. I'm going to get the videos ramped back up. I apologize, I'm a little rough at it right now, so the ums and the snipping and the shakiness, we'll get it going. We'll get it back, and thanks for taking the time to see me. You can click the like button in the bottom here. I will also put a link to my blog and to my store if you should happen to want to buy any of the things that you saw that I used here today. Like I said, this particular package of watercolor pencils, they may come back at a later catalog. I'm not really sure, but even if you don't get those, we still have the watercolor pencils that are available in our catalog. Have very pretty colors, and you could do something very similar. You just wouldn't have that true purple color in there. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. Again, enjoy.